Good morning, good morning, good morning. For those that are watching this on the replay, this has been a bit of a infrequent habit of mine is to go for these morning walks, and I will periodically go live. I should say that differently. I actually go on walks very regularly. The infrequent habit is to go live while I'm on the walk, and but those live streams have been mainly for members. Today, since I've been traveling and haven't been able to do certain things, figured let me just go live publicly for everybody. But yeah, man, it's been a crazy couple of weeks. Was in New Zealand, came back, got a chance to do one live, then um, had a impromptu trip down to Florida. Some family things were taken care of down there, and then just came back last night and just so beat and tired. I was like, I can't do the 6:30 um, morning motivation. But as I was getting ready to do my walk today, I was like, maybe I can go live on here. So I see three of you are watching. Let me know where y'all at. Let me know where you're watching from. Would love to be able to greet you. Actually, most of the time, like I said, I do these with just members. So it's only a handful of folks that are watching. But for the four of you that are out there, man, let me tell you, it's July 4, Independence Day. It's a holiday all across this great nation. And I'm just getting in a couple of steps. I already closed my exercise ring. Been walking for 33 minutes, almost 34 minutes, 1.5 miles, uh, almost 200 calories burned. So pretty cool. Let me see where we are here. Uh, is that Nea? Yep, it is. What's up? All right. I'll need to adjust my stuff so I can see it properly. What is that? Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Dr. Otang says, morning, Kirk. Blessings and happy fourth. Happy fourth to you as well. Somebody else is saying, oh, yeah, happy 4th of July. Cool, cool, cool. Carmen is here, says, good morning from Staten Island. Okay, good. Got a couple of you guys hanging out with us on the live this morning. Ravens, talk with Yolanda. We just did a podcast recording together, and I think it's going to be dope. Happy 4th of July to you as well, Yolanda. Thank you for coming through and hanging out today. Uh, Surprisingly, there's still a good amount of people getting work done. Still a good amount of people getting work in on the holiday. Thought that was interesting. Didn't think that that many people would be out working, doing stuff, even on a holiday. That's pretty cool. Let me turn this side. I don't know if it's going to be any better. It's definitely better for the hand. Switch it up a little bit. But yeah, man. Whew, what a day already. Let me see what we got in the comments. Enea says, I walked around. I walked around the track yesterday and will do again today. Come on. So what I was telling the members on the channel is for every hour that I am live streaming, which means I'm sitting in the chair, I'm trying to make sure that I balance that with an hour of exercise. So that's a lot of exercise because I do a lot of streaming, whether for myself or for client shows. It is a lot of streaming, and for majority of those streaming hours, I am sitting. So definitely want to make sure you keep that thing in balance. So, and for those that are interested, how you doing? Good, good, good. Those that are interested, we the link for membership is right there in the in the description if you want to join membership. The members got a chance to go with me to New Zealand. We showed a lot of behind the scenes pictures in New Zealand to members. And generally speaking, these kinds of lives, the guy cutting grass over here, y'all. So my apologies. Let me get away from him. But these kinds of live streams where I can just kind of pop up and go live and chat it up with you guys, these are really more reserved for members because they're uncut to the gut, as they say. No editing. It's literally me and a phone. And I want to make sure that we just provide some value. I'll be on location setting up a new studio. I was in Florida this week doing a site visit, looking at a couple of hotels where we're going to do a concert next year. Not concert, a conference next year. And so looking at those hotels, what my job was for that project was really just to look at it from a media perspective. Where are we going to put the cameras? How are we going to broadcast? All of that good stuff. So there was a lot of opportunity. Let me say there is a lot of opportunity to be able to showcase, cool things that this channel and these channel members will be interested in seeing. Let me see what else we got in the comments. What part of Carmen says, what part of Florida? Ah, thank you, Enenea, for sharing the link to become a member. Yes, indeed. 5 of you guys on the live this morning. Excited for that. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us today. What part of Florida? Well, the conference, the conference is going to be in Orlando. So that's where I was in Florida. Was in Orlando. Um, yeah, so hopefully that answers the question. But let me just say this. This isn't a morning motivation, but I did want to share a quote of the day. It's a quote that we've done before, but it is a quote that is near and dear to me because it's words that I quite literally live by. And it's a quote that I actually coined myself. And it simply says, mediocrity is what you accept when your situation and circumstance have fooled you into believing that greatness cannot be attained. I just want to say that one more time for those in the back that maybe didn't hear. Happy July 4th, y'all. But yeah, mediocre. Mediocrity is what you accept when your situation and circumstance have fooled you into believing that greatness is unattainable. Greatness is not God's design for you. Greatness is not possible. When you place greatness in the impossible category, you don't necessarily aim for mediocrity. It's just what you accept. And here is the real critical thing that I didn't share last time we talked about this quote. And it's that greatness, or I should say mediocrity, is different from person to person. It's different from person to person. So where one person may feel like, okay, I am actually pushing beyond my limits. I'm actually stretching for greater. I'm actually pushing for more. I'm requiring more of myself. I've come to the end of my known limits and recognize that there is more there. That may be somebody else's mediocrity. That same level, operating in that same work ethic in terms of output, whatever. So let's say I'm live streaming. I'm doing what I believe I'm called to do, but I know that this has become simple and easy for me. This has become part of my norm. This doesn't push me to my limits. And so while others may look at me and say, "Man, Kirk, you're doing the most," I know I'm actually not expanding. And so mediocrity for me may look like pushing for greater for someone else. And so you cannot grade yourself based on somebody else's test. You cannot grade yourself based on somebody else's standard of success or standard of pushing for greater. Don't put greatness, don't put exceptionalism in the category of not for me. Don't disqualify yourself by saying, oh, that kind of thing, that kind of content, that kind of work, being known for that kind of stuff, that's for people like them. I can't tell you how many times I come across folks, um, and they don't even recognize that they lead conversation with limiting beliefs, with limiting attitudes, with limiting statements. They just lead. They don't even recognize. They don't even know that that's what they're spouting every single time they open their mouths. They lead with excuses. They lead with what is not possible and why it's not possible, and the fact that things haven't been fair, and oh well, I wasn't given that thing. I wasn't made that way. I wasn't given those opportunities. They lead with that stuff, and they don't recognize that those become self-fulfilling prophecies. But not only do they become self-fulfilling prophecies, yesterday's produced morning motivation said, do you have a yes attitude and mindset? And that's the challenge when you lead with limiting the beliefs, is that becomes your mindset and your attitude. So when the opportunity for greater comes, you disqualify yourself because that's been your practice. That's been your lived experience. You disqualify yourself because that's that's your default setting, because you have wholeheartedly accepted mediocrity in all its forms. And the problem for mediocrity, because it's so comfortable, because it's so familiar, because it feels like home, mediocrity doesn't necessarily feel like mediocrity to the person who's being mediocre. I know that's a lie. Mediocrity doesn't feel like mediocrity to the person that's being mediocre. Oh my word. Some I just wanted to, as I am doing my walk today, I am literally speaking to myself, because a lot of the times when I get up to go out and do the walk, I'm saying to myself, okay, Kurt, you've done the mile. Your Apple Watch will notify you and say, hey, you've done a mile. Hey, you've closed your exercise ring. And you're saying to yourself, okay, good. I can be done now. I've done a mile. I've done what I normally do, so I can head home and feel good about myself and feel good about what I have achieved and accomplished, because I've done what I normally do. And I want to be clear that doing that is good, but it is still mediocrity because I could do more. And so I've gone past my mile now, and I've gone past my normal time frame that I normally walk. I've gone past my normal route that I normally go through, because I want to push for greater. And here's the real so a good friend of mine who is what I would call a high performing individual shared with me that the mindset you start the day with is the mindset that you carry throughout the day. Yes, it's a holiday, and yes, we're supposed to be chilling. It's the reason why I went live, because I figured most of you guys would be chilling and you'd be available to jump on live with me. And you may not mind the bad audio and the shaky video. Not in the studio this morning. I'm out here sweating like a pig. But 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 being able to go into your day with a win, being able to go into your day recognizing that I've already done more today than I normally do on a regular day. It seeps into every aspect of your life. And you take that attitude and that mindset And that permission, oh, that's a good word, that permission into the other areas of your life as well. And so yes, so when I come home from the walk, having done extra, having done more, having pushed myself to past my known limits to recognize and realize new ones, now when issues arise, when that client is being annoying, I can extend to them not only the grace that I have usually extended, I can extend more because I've already have an attitude and a mindset that has gone above and beyond in the early part of the day, and that permeates every other aspect of my day. When my kids are being annoying, and I'm tired of their nonsense, right? I can extend more grace to them. I can be more patient with them. I can be more kind to them because I've already established for myself a rhythm, uh, a habit, an atmosphere that says I can do more. I can give more. I can share more. I can I can I can push past the known limits. I can go beyond what is normal and regular and do something exceptional. I dare you to try that today. I dare you to try that tomorrow. I dare you to go into the weekend with that kind of attitude and that kind of mindset that says, I'm going to push past what I normally do at work, in my side hustle, for my projects. I'm going to push past those areas that where I normally turn around and give up. I'm going to push past and I'm going to see what happens. I'm going to push past almost as an experiment, almost as an experiment, as a test to see or to say, hmm, what happens on the other side of what I thought my limits were? What does that space even look like? What does that place even offer me or afford me? Who am I on the other side of my limitations? That's what I want to leave with you today. Mediocrity. It's not a destination that most people set out for. It's not a destination that you put in the GPS and say, this is where we're going. Rather, mediocrity is what you accept. When you have fooled yourself by your lived experiences, by your habits, by settling and resting on your laurels, when you have fooled yourself into believing that other levels are not possible. And that is what I want to share with you today for the morning walk. This is not morning motivation, y'all. This is the morning walk. Now let me take these shades off and see if I can read some of these comments. Let's see here. Okay. Okay. Glad I tuned in. So good. I'm going to push past. Somebody says, this is so good. Yolanda says, okay. Ah. And then Naya says, mediocrity is what you accept when your situation and circumstance have fooled you into believing that greatness cannot be attained. By Kirk. Yes, it is. Listening while making breakfast for my two granddaughters that I'm currently raising. Come on. Push past. I love it. I love it. Good morning, Michael Fleming says. Carmen says, that's good. And I needed to hear this today. I love it. Somebody retracted a message. Uh-oh. Monty Weaver says, what up, fam? What up? It's good to see you. Good to see you. Glad you're here with us today. 8 of you guys on the live. We got, what, 3 likes? I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out today. It's not a normal live. Monty, I'm out here on the street sweating like a pig, man, trying to lose this belly. But one of the things that for me, I'm trying to do is have that discipline not only in my exercise. I've actually always done well with exercise. My Achilles heel is the diet, and as every As every coach I've ever had, workout coach that is, has said, abs are not made in the gym, they're made in the kitchen. You want to get rid of that belly, you got to change your diet. And so I've only been making some changes where that diet is concerned. So I can no longer, oh yes, I will no longer accept, I hope you hear me, mediocrity in the area, in the area of my weight. I will no longer accept mediocrity in the area of my, dang, that's pretty dark, in the area of my diet. Where I'm walking right now is in the neighborhood that we live. It's called Lake Forest, and in the middle of the neighborhood is a lake, and it has a track that goes around it, and that track is 1.1 miles. So it's actually, I don't necessarily walk on the lake every time because I like walking around the neighborhood. Uh, it's just something nice to be able to walk around different houses and different sidewalks and stuff like that. But I always, if I want to do a little extra after I've done my loop around the neighborhood, which is about a mile and about, call it a mile and a quarter, so 1.25 miles, then I come to the lake because I don't know what about you guys, but there's something about a lake. There's something about a body of water, watching the ducks, looking at other couples and other residents of the neighborhood do their thing and walk around. It's just something about the lake that really speaks to me. It puts me into a place of thoughtfulness where I can really reflect, think about some of the things I want to do in my content, think about some of the things I want to do with coaching, some of the stuff I want to do with the workers warehouse, some of the content that I want to put in there, some of the resources that I want to make available. There's some about being in this environment that's just a cheat code. And I like to try and do that early. Now it's not really that early. It's 8:51 here in the central time zone, the Lord's time zone. The Lord's time zone. It's 8:51 here. I see you, Florence. Florence is like, what? But but something about being able to get out here early, have those ideas, still have both my phones with me, and being able to write down some ideas as they come, and then be able to implement those ideas when I get back to the house. One of the things I love about being an entrepreneur, having my own schedule, working for myself, is that I can kind of start my day like this. Um, Especially, the kids are off right now. So, but here's the thing: I do want to say this. Um, I may have to do a couple more of these. Let me know how you, if this was terrible, it's okay. You can be honest with me in the chat. If you're like, no, I really I really would like or prefer M3 Live to be back in the studio, stationary, where we can just soak up that value. But if this wasn't too terrible, I can tell you this: I still have at least one more trip. It's going to be a week-long trip coming up next week. And so it's still going to be difficult to maintain the Tuesday and Thursday live stream. But if I can do a couple more of these, I might be able to share something with you. Um, just just what's on my mind for the day in terms of the quote. Sometimes it is good to go back and revisit a quote that we've done before. Even if you have seen, the live streams, 12 of you guys on the live. I got 5 likes. I like it. Even if you've already seen the videos, when they come out on Wednesdays, I'm telling you, I get these DMs from folks who are like, yo, I remember this particular morning motivation, but for some reason, man, when I listened to it this time, it hit different. For some reason, it it pushed me. It pushed me. It spoke to me in a different way. I saw it in a new light. And so I hope that you guys are getting a chance to go back through. Howitworks.com is the site where we have all of our stuff. One lady hit me up. She was like, I was watching the playlist on video. Then when I went to howitallworks.com, I saw that you have uh, the morning motivation and why I go live on Spotify and on Apple. So she subscribed on Apple to both podcasts. And so now she just regularly listens to both as she's walking in for the morning during her doing her workout. I thought that was pretty dope. I was motivated by that as well. I thanked her for hitting me up and sharing that. So I just wanted to share with you guys as well, man. Howitallworks.com. You can hit that thing. All of our latest content is on that page. We try to do our best to keep it fresh and updated. Every week, we put out a new YouTube video. We put out a new morning motivation. We put out a new Why I Go Live podcast. So there's at least 3 new items on that page every week. And for the weeks where I can actually do the coaching corner, we weren't able to do it yesterday. In fact, I even had demolition news scheduled, but like I said, this trip to Florida wasn't exactly planned. So it was a last minute impromptu thing that I had to run down there for both a work issue and for something personal. So I had to reschedule with him, but I'm hoping to be able to get something going a little later. There's a pool over there. I'm going to try and get in that pool a little later once I finish this walk up. But let me take a peek at some of these comments real quick. I know Florence has shown up, so that means the chat's going to go wild. Dr. Otang says, my boss is the winner. Oh, yeah, my boss is the winner. Heading on to work. Wow, Dr. Otang, that's crazy. Florence says, good morning, fam. Beautiful area, Kirk. Water is so very calming. Could not agree more. Is there a link to the workers' warehouse? Oh, absolutely. I'd like more information about it. Let me send you an email, Yolanda. Um, yeah. But if you go to kirkarnugent.com/support, you should be able to find Workers Warehouse there as well. But I will send you if Florence hasn't already done it, I can definitely send you some information on Workers Warehouse because we are going to be again really loading resources into that space. Let's see what else we got. She says, there we go. Yes, please do more of the real/raw live streams. Very valuable. Okay, look at that. I like it. Florence says, I like it. I love it. I want more of it. Okay, cool. Micah says, I have 69 subscribers. Julio, I love the conversation back and forth in the chat. People are congratulating Micah. Let me see. Yep, please hit the like button. Yolanda is saying, absolutely cool. And then Ann says, this is great. Okay, so this is this wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. All right, great. Thanks, Kirk. Let's see here. New courses. Of course, Florence already got that joint set right. Uh, she says new courses were released in the Workers Warehouse this week. Where do I find support? What? In the warehouse. Okay. Uh, I'm gonna. I don't know. I thought maybe that was a different link. Oh, she says, where do I find support? In the warehouse. Okay, I just read it wrong. I will be going. I'll be doing a live stream this coming Sunday at 8 a.m. Tune in. Definitely, Michael. I'm going to see if I can check you out. Ravenstock with Yolanda says, thank you, Equip Institute. Listen, y'all, I don't know if this is a little pier that I'm on here. Look at that. Look at that. It's just so gorgeous. It is just so gorgeous. I absolutely love um, living here and being able to uh, walk around this lake. It's just so peaceful. And I hope it's meaningful to you guys as well. And I tell you what, holding the phone up like this is kind of like a mini workout in and of itself. So that's been really cool to be able to do this morning I didn't take you guys on the whole walk because the first portion of the walk, I normally go and do I do some reading. I listen. I'm actually reading my way through the Bible chronologically this time. I've read it through a number of times, but I'm reading my way through chronologically, which means the this particular reading plan has the Bible organized mm, chronologically. So it's kind of wild. After certain stories happen, then we jump to Psalms and we read the psalm that's connected to that particular story, stuff like that. Kings and Chronicles, first and second Kings, first and second Chronicles are all woven together as those stories are being told kind of side by side. It's really cool. Um, I mean, really cool. The book of Job was like way up in between some chapters in Genesis. Really cool stuff. So that's what I've been doing. And so the first part of the walk, I actually just kind of did my chapters from that reading plan today. And then when it decided, oh, let me go ahead and go live. So I think I'm gonna head back home. I'm gonna grab my swimsuit, maybe a child or two, and walk back over here to the pool to do a couple of laps. It's that kind of day. There's a couple of people in the pool right now, but it's not that many. But I know in another hour, two, three, it's gonna get ignorant. So I'd rather get in the pool now, cool off a bit, and enjoy the holiday with the family. I hope that you're making it a great one. Peek at your comments here real quick. Uh, you can also send an email to info@howitworks.com. Also, and Kirk's team is super responsive. Absolutely. Another question is, another option is joining Kirk's YouTube channel, and that'll get you started on the Workers at Warehouse as well. Cool, cool, cool. Question: I plan to start doing collabs on my channel. I would like to practice interviewing, live streaming to my guest channel. Is that something that I can do with someone in the Workers Warehouse? Absolutely. I mean, in the Workers Warehouse, you can do that with another member of the channel of the membership, or you can do it with me. I need a practice buddy before I do my first collab. I love that, Yolanda. I love it. So definitely, let's talk. Let's see how we can make that work. Carmen says, "Thank you for fueling me with motivation. Love it." And Equip Institute says, "Are we having our monthly meetup tomorrow?" And the answer is a resounding yes. Absolutely yes. First Fridays of the month. For those that are not aware, first Fridays of the month morning we have our Workers Warehouse meetup. Once a month on first Fridays, we have a meetup of the entire community where we just kind of come and chat and talk, laugh. Last couple months, everybody hasn't shown up, but definitely we've had a handful. And for those that show up, you have access to me and access to one another for the hour. And so, definitely excited about that. So, um, yeah, if you're interested in that, it could be something great to sign up for and dive in and maybe even get a couple of the Workers Warehouse members to do some stuff with you. But I tell you what, even if nobody else is going to be your test buddy, as long as I've got time, I wouldn't mind doing it with you as well. So let's just figure it out. Okay, I'm walking back home now. Go get this swimsuit. Let me see. Is this side brighter? It looks like it's brighter on this side. Monthly meetup is at noon, but it's in the warehouse though. So it's not like it's not something we advertise outside. But the monthly meetup is at noon. Probably should advertise it outside, but yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, monthly meetup is at noon. And noon, sorry y'all, I always say noon, knowing that I'm talking about Central Time. I hope that you know that I'm talking about Central Time. So the monthly meetup is at noon Central Time, and we just got to go from there. But looking forward to it. July is always an interesting month for the Workers Warehouse meetup because a lot of people are traveling. It's it's vacation season. We understand that. So wanting to make sure that we get people where they want to be. Let me say this as I get ready to arrive back at home. Uh, everybody knows that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. Doing the same thing and expecting a different result. My quote today: mediocrity is what you accept when you are fooled into believing greatness is not available to you. The acceptance of mediocrity is essentially saying, I will do it as good as I did the last time and no more. Like the standard for success, I met that 4 years ago and it cannot be improved upon. So I'm not going to do anything different. I hope that you are seeing in your experience in your life with your content, with your hustle, with your passion projects, with the things you feel called and led to do and purpose driven to do. I hope that you are seeing areas where you can push for greater, a sensitivity to the possibility that greater is possible is what most people lack. When I do an ideation session with clients and I say to them, well, what if you did it like this? It's not so much that I'm this absolute genius. I am looking at what they are doing through the lens of how could we incrementally, systematically, and methodically make this better. And if you don't have a sensitivity towards that, then maybe having a coach is the next best step for you. And if that's the best next step for you, I'd love to be your coach. To be clear, I'm focused on purpose driven content creators. What does purpose driven even mean? I'm focused on folks who want to serve. I'm focused on folks who aren't in it for the vanity metrics, who aren't in it to just blow up and have a name for themselves. I'm focused on folks who recognize that they have they themselves have a purpose. And the vehicle of content creation is one of the ways that they can serve at scale and to deliver the value that they know they have to the world. I'd love to be able to work with you. And with that said, I'm back at home now. So I'm going to roll, y'all. But I appreciate you. I can't thank you enough for coming through and hanging out today and making this a great walk, keeping me accountable because I went way longer and way further than I intended just because I was live with you guys. So, as I normally say, it's your boy Kirk Nugent, the Geek Speaker Preacher. Thankful for your time and attention and your energy. We'll see you around these internet streets or in the next video.